Well, hello, my fellow Americans and fellow Christians, and thank you for joining me for another day of peace and freedom here in the United States of America. There's a big uproar over Kim Davis being jailed today. The reason she was jailed is that she had refused, according to her religious beliefs, to fulfill her job duty, and that is to uphold the legal laws of the United States of America. And she refused to do it, so she has been jailed, and she said she cited religious beliefs. You had protesters outside after she was jailed, yelling and screaming. This is a blow against religious freedom in the United States of America. Folks, let me mention to you, I am a Christian, been one basically my whole life. I've not been a perfect Christian. Don't claim to be, and many times I have said I don't even think I'm worthy of the title. And it is by the grace of God that I am saved, and I'm not a perfect individual. But I do know this much, that religious freedom that these men are talking about is not the freedom of religion that is in our Constitution. The religious freedom that they are talking about is the kind of religious freedom, the religious power they want to have over the state. That they want the state to conform to the religion of Christianity. And our Lord did not say, go ye into all the world and make it political. He said, go ye into all the world and preach my gospel. Tell the good news to all men. I have learned much over my years. One thing I have learned is that the innocent are the only ones that can condemn. We are all guilty. Many times in the Gospels it is written of where there were those who tried to accuse another. One of the famous writings and scriptures is of the woman that was taken in adultery. And the scribes and Pharisees and religious leaders of the day brought her before our Lord and said, this is a woman that is caught in adultery. And Moses in the law says that she should be stoned. And the Lord, looking at them, simply walked away towards the woman and knelt down and started writing in the sand. And this is in the Gospel of John. And this is what it says. And he stooped down and wrote on the ground. And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. Jesus was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. When Jesus had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are thine accusers? Has no man condemned thee? She said, No man, Lord. And Jesus said, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. We forget to present today what would our Lord do in the county clerk's office. Would he disobey the laws of the land? The Lord would not, because we see also in the Gospels that the Lord said that we are to render unto Caesar that which is Caesar, and render unto God that which is God. There is a separation of church and state, and the Lord basically was talking about it right then and there. They paid their taxes. They paid their tribute. And the fact is, folks, is that we overlook the fact that this is a day and age and time where the political process, Christians are trying to take a hold of it and trying to mix Christianity with politics. That's why Ted Cruz will never be president of the United States, because he is trying to mix religion with politics. It will never work. But I will tell you this much. That is the future. because that is the spirit of Antichrist in the future. Mixing religion with politics and having a tyrannical dictatorial government overseeing all the people of the world. And they are to be under that religious order of the Antichrist, mixed with political power, mixed with economics, mixed with intercontinental action throughout the world, where it says that without his mark you shall not be able to buy or sell, and if you do not worship him, then you will not have your life in your hands, that it will be pursued and possibly taken away from you. We are forgetting in this day and age and time that there is no such thing as the criminalization of Christianity, which Mike Huckabee continues to try and coin the phrase. That will fall on deaf ears, and I do not want to say this in such a tone, but it will fall on deaf ears because Huckabee has already given up the highest calling that man can have, the calling of God. And what he speaks and what he says shall fall on deaf ears. He shall not succeed. I can guarantee it. What we are looking at here today with the Kim Davis situation is a stirring of the pot. This is an action that should not have been taken. It was a mistake. We are called to uphold the laws of the land. Christians are not called to fight against the laws of the land. That is the end of the story. You are called to uphold the laws of the land. Do you not think that the apostles and our Lord in their time did not agree with quite a few of the laws that were going on? But they had to adhere to them because that was part of life and part of the culture that they were living in. That there were some laws that they did not want to adhere to, but they had to. But you don't see them fighting against it. You see them only preaching the gospel. Everyone seems to forget that our Lord went to a wedding and turned the water into wine. And he kept the party going at that wedding. And how many people were already drunk? Who was at that wedding? And can we forget Magdalene? When Magdalene came to our Lord, weeping and crying, and the scribes and Pharisees and religious people of the day said to him, "Lord, she's a sinner." He said, "Leave her alone." And we forget that Mary Magdalene was one of the greatest converts of all time, because our Lord did not condemn her. Our Lord, by his actions and by who he was, his love, his compassion, his outstretched hand, blessed her and changed her life. And she is today a great word in the Gospels of Jesus Christ. So, my fellow Americans, may you follow after Christ today according to the way the Lord intends it. And may you follow the laws of the land and keep them the way we're supposed to. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.